Hello, world. Welcome to Rex Arthur TV. This is the Rex Arthur Show where we discuss LGBTQ issues with an LGBTQ approach and an LGBTQ perspective in an LGBTQ plus planet where each and every one of us belongs to one of the letters in the 10 letters sexual alphabet LGBTQIAAP. And today we are going to discuss, we're waxing philosophical, and I'm waxing philosophical today on the topic of quantum everything. And it is so, I've been thinking about quantum sciences, quantum arts, quantum philosophy, quantum genetics, quantum biology. We are quanticizing everything because of another philosophical truth that data is everything. Data is everything. And everything is data. Science is data. Art is data. Truth is data. God is data. And guess what? Even lies are data. The only thing about a lie, and this is a now tricky one, a lie, actually, lies, not all lies are data. You know the lies that are data? Virtual lies. Written. Any lie that is recorded, even spoken, is is data. That's why there's fake news. That's why these guys are even faking videos. Is because data can be faked. And God is data. God is science. Because God is a spirit. Now, people need to understand what is a spirit. I believe a spirit is higher matter. Because in the past, people say spirits are not material because you can't see them and you can't feel them. And I said, no, you can see a stone and you can see water, but you can't see wind. So does that mean wind is not material because you can't see it? No. Wind is material because even if you can't see it, you can feel it. You can sense it. Now, if something you can't see exists, is material, then a spirit which you can't normally see exists and therefore is material. And this means God is matter. Yes, but it's higher matter. We don't even know whether it's it, she. Language again. The funny thing about language is efficient and deficient at the same time. Now, what does that mean? In some areas, language is efficient. Like to call this a nose, that is efficient. But to call something you don't know God, that is deficient. That's why atheists don't like talking about religion, because what are we talking about? You see, that is his question. What are we talking? The thing doesn't exist. We don't know whether it exists. What is it called? Who told you it's called God? Who told you it's called Satan? I mean, what is that? You see, because an atheist likes matter, hard matter. They love solid things. And that's how the system is run. They are very conscious. This is what I tell people. I don't spend time living in my subconscious. That's an illusion. It's not real. This is real. I'm doing a video. This is now conscious. I'm awake. So atheists like doing conscious work, making laws, doing things, building houses. That is a conscious mind. But a religious person and a philosophical person tends to be an illusion. He lives in illusions and delusions. Lives in, because they are talking about something that people don't know, but it exists. It's not that it doesn't exist. You see, that's the catch. That's what I'm saying. When you are a very conscious person, you have bothered about solid and liquid, but you're not really bothered about air. But religious people, and guess what? Air is called spirit in Latin and Greek and Hebrew. So, but religious people and philosophical people like talking about abstracts, and therefore they live in the airy world. They're in the air because you can't see air, but it exists. You can't see the wind, but you can feel it. So an atheist or a person who is very material does not focus on things like, I have to see the wind, I must catch it. Can you imagine we can't catch the wind? What is that? And winds have caused hurricanes. Winds cause ships to sail. It's beautiful. They cause the flags to fly. It's weird. So religious people and philosophical people, they discuss, in them the language is deficient, because who said God is God? I can even call God Oba. Yes, today I can say God is Oba. That's the name I was given. Oba. And you're like, what? And then with a few years, people will be calling God Oba forever. So that's what you need to know about religion. But science, you will never call the nose Oba, because it's efficient. That is called a nose. And it's agreed all over the world. In English, this is the nose. So even if I write an English dictionary and I say that this part of the body is called Oba, people will say this is a bad dictionary because it is calling the nose Oba. And we have not agreed that the nose is called Oba. So this is the beauty of life and religion. But in religion, you can call the nose Oba. In philosophy, you can call the nose Oba. That's the beauty of the world. And those are arts. So anyway, this video is just to whet your appetite, to know that we are living in a world whereby everything is quantum. You can quanticize everything because everything is material, including the spirits. Yes, they are also material. So you can have quantum spirituality, quantum religiosity, quantum religion. You know quantum religion? Whereby you're 68% Muslim, but 32% Christian, or 22% Christian and 10% Buddhist, based on the practices you do in a day. Right now I was seeing a very nice AI assessment of quantum sexuality, and they measure your sexuality, and you find some people are 96.5% gay. Yes, it's possible. You can quantize someone's sexuality based on what they do and what they think. other people are 40% gay. Now, when you're 40% gay, then it means you're not a homosexual, but most likely you're a bisexual. It's beautiful, isn't it? Now, the problem we are having with all of these systems, the quantum sciences, the quantum arts, because you can measure, like this wall, you can quantize this wall, how much white color is here. Like this shirt I'm wearing, you can quantize it and find out how much of cotton is made up of it. And not just cotton. You see, what you need to know and understand about quantum sciences and arts is that you even measure the smallest particle of that thing. Like this design here, you can study, you can quantize how many wavy lines are in the design. That's what you need to understand. So I'm reeling. Look at quantum genetics. You know, quantum genetics, you can even study the smallest gene expression in a human being. Yes, that's what you need to understand. The smallest, and it counts. It matters. That's the beauty of quantum. Quantum sciences is very hard because the smallest particle of that thing matters, because when you put them together, they make that thing. So what has quantum sciences done to all the sciences in the world? It has made us to go deep. Look at the video I've done about Brexit. You see, we looked at the votes. You know, majority of humans will just look at who won and who lost. Then they stop there. But deep scientists will go into the smallest particle of one vote. Yes, that's where we're going. We're going there. And we are already there, because I already showed you there's a small group of conservatives that refused to listen to Theresa May. Yes. So that you can now quantize that unit and see what they think about other things, and you will know they think the same. They have a thought pattern. Do you know they can have a commonality? The commonality could be they don't like Theresa May. The commonality could be they really want to leave EU and they don't want to deal with EU at all. The commonality could be they are people who don't have businesses. Yes. Go and do the research. There is so much research. In fact, I just told myself one time when I was doing this, I'm going to have a research company. Oh, there is so much to do. So much to do. Look at Cambridge Analytica. Yes, it was a very... that's where we are going. We are now going to do research, quantum research, quantitative analysis of qualitative, what used to be done as qualitative analysis. When you are doing your research, there is what you have: qualitative research and qualitative analysis, and then you have quantitative analysis. Now, because of quantum sciences and arts, all the sciences and arts that were just in qualitative are going to become part of quantitative. So now you can quantize the legal opinions of a country based on their structure. And we are all robots. Yes. You see, the reason why Brexit happened is because people have data about Europe. And then they also have data about Britain, what they believe Britain is. The young people have a different data set from the old people. That's why many young people voted against. They didn't want to. They voted to remain. Now, and then something has happened at the end of the Brexit. All of this. I mean, the Brexit decision. People are changing their minds and they want to remain in Europe. So why is this? What is happening in bringing the change of mind? It's new data. New data. And this is also allowed in the courtroom. You know, in the courtroom, when you bring new evidence, when the case is going on, it can swing the case. The judge can change his mind based on the new evidence brought. So what you need to know in society, new data changes the quantity of the decision. So before the new data, you are 70% for Brexit. But when new data came and it kept on being pounded on you and pounded and you received it, you are now 20% Brexit. So you've changed your mind. Now you want to remain in Europe. It's because you've received new data. And in fact, let me tell you guys, oh my God, criticism has gone. It's called, I don't know how to say it. The world has really changed. It's gone upside down, turned, it's gone. What is happening in the intellectual space, I don't know. It's beyond understanding, because new data can just mess up someone within a month. You see, Aquinas, the philosopher, remember we're waxing philosophical. Aquinas said that he can destroy all he wrote on his deathbed. He said it. You know what? All I wrote, I can just burn it because I don't believe it. Yes, that's a philosopher. A philosopher can change his mind after 20 years. Why? Because of new data, new evidence can change his mind. Aquinas said, and it was a very beautiful statement. And this is what happens to us as human beings, that sometimes new data can change us. And that's why we love scientific data. Scientific data never changes. The sun is called the sun all over the world, in the science world, because they have called it the sun and they know its job. No argument. No argument. But do you know when an argument will come? When a new language comes and says we are going to call the sun something else. New data, new language. You see, the LGBTQ community, people have this argument that why is it existing? It's just come out now. It has always been there. It's because human beings did not know how to study human sexuality. So when they studied human sexuality, they realized that there are human beings who are lesbians, human beings who are gay, human beings who are bisexual, so, and transgender. So what happened? That is a discovery of old data. It has always been there that we are diverse, sexually diverse, but we did not know what it was until we discovered. So sometimes another thing you need to know about data, that's what you need to know. Like sexuality is old data. Intersex have been in the world forever, ever since humans have existed. Even animals are intersexual. So that's old data. But we discover old data. Do you know there's things we have not discovered? There's some old data we have not discovered. Like the origin of the world. That's old data. And we're yet to explain the origin of the world. And we are even very strong. We were not there at the beginning, but we are trying our best to explain what happened. Even the book of Genesis was not written by Adam. It should have been written by him. It was written by Moses 2,000 years after the creation. So that's what you do know. Okay, so let's conclude. So quantum sciences is changing the world because, and like, the polarities are gone. No more bipolarity. It's gone. We are multipolar. Everybody. Yes. We are multipolar. We have multiple identities. These identities have different psychological infrastructures. When you're a gay Muslim, you have the male infrastructure, you have the gay infrastructure, and you have the Islamic infrastructure. And then you live in France, you have the French infrastructure. And then you are a billionaire, you have the billionaire infrastructure. Billionaire psychology, gay psychology, Muslim psychology, male psychology. All of those. So we are multipolar. Yes, even psychiatry is changing, psychology is changing, everything is gone. It's gone. We're just in air. I'm telling you, we are in air because human beings are actually multipolar. That's why we disagree. That's why you feel there's a lot of confusion. Look what's happening in Britain. It's no longer yes or no. It's like you even have a decision. I don't want to answer anything, and I don't even care. Look at Trump. You know, Trump has a new outcome. He doesn't say yes or no. Not only does he say yes or no, he says, I don't know. Now, what is I don't know? Is it yes or no? He said, I don't know. I laughed at that. It's just madness. It's sad. Yeah, but that's an outcome. You know, when you have a questionnaire and you ask people, what do you think? Is the world flat or spherical? Some will say, yes, the world is flat. Others will say, no, the world is spherical. And others will say, I don't know. And then another outcome is, I won't say. You see? So we have become multipolar. Gone is this questionnaires when you used to have truth or false. You know, all of that is gone. And for a reason. It's because we are in the relativity, we're in the postmodern world. And that's the relativity zone we are in. Everything is relative. Yes, especially in philosophy and religion, not in science. That's what I want you to understand. And because of science, that's why I'm saying this is quantum everything. Science is basically quantitative. Yes, you have to understand, science is forever quantitative. But what is happening, and why I've done this video, is to show you that philosophy and religion are also being quantified because they are also they involve data. Yes, they involve data. Because when you have the power of God, and it can be seen, and it can be exhibited, it means it can be quantified. That's why Moses had more power than the Egyptian magicians, because his data was bigger. It was more powerful. Powerful data. That's why the angel who fought Satan, the archangel, is even called an archangel. He's a bigger, he's a powerful data. We are all data. I'm data. Yes. Data. It's unbelievable. I am data. And God is data. So if I'm data, I can be quantified. That's my point. And if religion is data, it can be quantified. Do you know the Bible? We now know how many verses are in the Bible? 30,000 verses. It has been quantified, that Bible. And today I was even telling myself, you can even quantify the number of words you've had in church. You can just get all the sermons you've had, count the words, and you know how much those words have entered you. You see what homophobic pastors do? They pour. They know they are pumping data in their brain. You know, racists pump the data. Pump it. And that's what has happened in Brexit in Europe. Yes. Data was pumped into people. That's how you control humans. Sorry to say that. Yes, that's how we live. We are all robots. We are waiting for data. We are all computers. We are waiting for data. And I've told you as I end this video, the most important data to have is scientific data. What is scientific data? It's data that is peer reviewed by scientists. Now, religion and philosophy, especially religion, they are not peer reviewed. So they are subjective. So the danger of that is that this subjective processor of data, creator of data, can pump that subjective data into a human to the extent that scientific data makes no sense to that person because he has too much subjective data. So the secret to help the world is to pump the world with scientific data. Do that and see what will happen to the world. People will change. They will be respecting, they will understand the races, they will understand, there will be no war, no racial wars, no sex wars, no gender wars, because you have data. But because you have less scientific data, and this is why we're saying quantum everything, I can quantize a human being who is homophobic. He has a lot of subjective data. And a human being who is not homophobic has a lot of scientific data. It's as simple as that. And that's why I told you the world has changed. Now we know how to change the world. It is to datarize the world. As simple as that. And you wait and tell me what's going to happen. Hallelujah. Anyway, so everything is quantum. Yes, everything can be quantized. And to quantize something is to datarize. And to datarize something is to analyze its content. It's beautiful. You can know how many words Trump has spoken ever since he was in office? Yes, you can calculate them and find he has spoken 1 billion words. You can even count how many times I said, yes, quantize. Let's count everything. Count everything. Count how many times you turn into the bed. Yes, that is how you know how you know somebody has a restless sleep It's the number of turns he has. That's quantum. Quantum psychology, quantum analysis. Because this guy turned 20 turns in 5 minutes. The guy is not sleeping well. But when he just slept like a log, oh, that guy was really tired. He has had a restful night because he didn't make a turn. And that's what you call quanticizing everything and everyone. Quantum everything.